So I'm just waiting for people to come on. Maybe this is distracting. Yeah, it's kind of distracting. Well, I see one person. Hi, person. It's Bobby Love. Hey, Bobby Love. It's Bobby. Bobby Lou. He says uber sexy. I think he thinks he's uber sexy. Well, you know what? I saw that ruling they had. I'm hoping we can get one or two more people and we can get a discussion going about that ruling they had. I decided to go back to Uber. Once they decided to have your car is uber sexy. Oh, I see. So I decided to do Uber again. And, you know, I made some good money last week, and I'm working on a video about something a trick I realized last week to make good money. So keep an eye out for that. I'm going to try and have it out by tomorrow night. Anyway, the thing of it is every single time I'm in Chicago, I know to turn on my destination filter right at midnight so I can get, because it's surging at midnight. And like midnight, 12:30, I want to start heading home because I get tired 1 o'clock. And if I wait until 1 o'clock to go head home, the surge will stop and nobody will be heading towards my house. And the problem with that is I click on Uber to set my destination and they tell me, sorry, we are not allowing destinations in this area because it is not good for you to, it's not good for drivers or something like that to use destination filters during that time or some crap. And I'm like, wait a minute. Didn't we just go through this in California where they said about control? Uber tries to manipulate us. They try to manipulate us intentionally. And then they wonder why they have so many problems with people bringing them to court. Can you see me well? When it took my thumbnail, it was way up. It only took a picture way up here. Hi. Awesome. Yeah, I just got a new device. Awesome. I just got a new device, and because my the last time I did a live stream, I like to do my lives. I like to do like all my videos in my car because in my house I have a loud voice. Awesome, thank you, Bobby. Yeah, I have a loud voice, and in my house they're like shh, shh. So I just come out. So, Bobby, what are your thoughts on this new ruling? Do you want to become an employee? Yes. Well, I say yes to some of it. I feel we should be entitled to benefits, and we should be entitled to everything. We're not covered under California OSHA laws and employee laws. They can terminate at drop of a dime. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. They can terminate us for whatever reason. Okay, but the problem with becoming employees is then we're going to have a schedule. They're going to say, okay, Chicago, you have to have so many people driving during this and such hour. And so, for Instacart, they schedule a certain amount of people in a particular area. You can stay within that area. If you go out of that area, then you have to like go back in that area, or else they'll clock you out. So I'm thinking, there's a lot of people that use Uber because of the flexibility. The reason why a lot of people enjoy Uber and Lyft is because the flexibility. The fact of the matter is, Uber and Lyft have cut the rates down to where we can't barely survive unless we drive our ever-living butts off. But yet, a lot of us, like myself, we do keep sticking with it because, A, we love the job. I love talking to the people, spending time with them, listening to their stories. Everybody has a story. Sometimes I talk to people that are in need of help, and you kind of end up becoming a counselor, and so I really enjoy the customer service end of this job, but and it's very flexible with putting with another job Peterson said really UberX is really actually not good for somebody doing it full time, because it's good as a secondary job, but a full-time job, you end up kind of losing yourself in the sense that, if you lose your job, then you're screwed big time, and if it's just a secondary job, you can be like, well, okay, so I got other things to do, because they do screw you over. I mean, to the point where I have to get a dash cam to cover my butt. I just worry. I do worry about dangerous stuff, but I worry about customers saying crap about me. What? I shouldn't have to do that, What are your thoughts on it? About the scheduling? Somebody came in the room and then they came out. You know what? Whenever I get on to watch Yes, that's why I drive for Uber. We do drive drunk people home safely. Yeah. We save lives. Yeah, exactly. You know, I saw on YouTube, the other day, like even police officers are not, they said on YouTube, I was watching a judge handing down a sentence to a police officer, and she said there are some police officers that are way underpaid, and the counties don't give them even benefits. You know, they pay them $15 an hour. I'm like, $15 an hour to save lives? But this is the way I feel. If you're going to make me stick more people in my car, you should pay me more, not less. That's more stressful. I put out the video from the podcast from Uber where they're trying to convince us it's less stressful, and it's not. But corporations try to do that. It only works for so long, and then we end up in Supreme Court. And I don't know what you think. What do you think? Do you think we're going to end up? This is my feeling. I feel eventually this may fix a lot of the problems where Uber, because I think this will fix a lot of the problems where they're paying us too little. Okay, if we do become employees. But I think eventually it may end up going to the Supreme Court of the United States. Enough people need to complain and bring it to the Supreme Court, and maybe eventually Uber will change their ways. But Uber is bringing this on themselves. Uber and Lyft. I shouldn't say just Uber. They're bringing them on themselves, and they're ruining it for the other guys. My personal feeling is eventually, I don't know what you think. Do you really think that, I mean, the gay rights thing, I was really surprised by it. It eventually ended up in the Supreme Court. Enough people complained, and because I could have swore I heard another state say, oh no, we are not employees. And then now this California is saying, yes, you are employees. And I think if enough people complain about, especially with them manipulating the surge pricing, what they're doing, I feel, is they're paying us like we're employees. When I go to Dunkin' Donuts, I don't work for Dunkin' Donuts anymore, but when I was working at Dunkin' Donuts, my boss could raise his pay anytime he wanted. He could raise the rates that a donut costs, okay? And I didn't get a raise. You know, I didn't get a raise. He could line his pockets, and nobody went around and said, well, where's my money? No, because I'm an employee. But Uber is paying us like we're employees because they're giving themselves raises, and they're making us like under duress. They're making us sign papers saying we won't. Oh, okay. We're not. Drivers should build their own business and customers. I have private clients and pay 20 times better than Uber. You know what? It is against the law to put out give your card to people that you ride with. It's against our contract to give your customers a thing and try and get business out of being an Uber driver. But as far as, you cannot take Uber's customers away. Yeah, money is in the promo codes. Yes. The money is in the promo codes, but I haven't got anybody to sign up with me yet. But I think it's just because I'm a small channel. I think eventually maybe, but the point is, I do put out my codes. And I put out cards saying I am in professional transportation, and legally, if they ask for your number, it's okay. You're not allowed to take. It's illegal to take Uber's customers from them. Okay, so if I meet the customer, just like if I was working at Dunkin' Donuts and I said, yeah, but I have a donut shop over there too. You could always come over to my donut. That's taking their customers. Okay. It is in the contract that we cannot take their customers. So if I meet a customer and they say, I want you to drive me, what I say is, here is my number and I will meet you, because I don't know them. They could go right to, I could get deactivated for that. So, or brought to court. You know, if a bunch of people said it, but I mean, if they heard it one time, you know. But the point is, I give them my card and I say, you call me when you need me. And I only do it for the people in my area, because I could be out in Chicago, you know. Call me when you need me. I'm usually in Chicago from 2 to 10. But if you call me ahead of time, I'll stay in this area, because usually I'll just stay in and do Uber Eats until they say, oh, I'm out of work. You know, come get them. And then I will turn on the app, and I'll make sure our phones are close together, and they can request me as an Uber driver. That is how I try to not break our contract. But I am also able to obtain my own clients outside of Uber. Are you understanding? I can go and put my cards up all over, and if I'm not getting my people from my Uber while they're in my Uber, I'm not trying to get them to be my clients. You know, I put my card up everywhere, and everybody knows that what I do in my neighborhood, and they just talk about it, and you know, so you can start your own business. They just call you. I knew a guy that lived in this area. He was a Mexican guy, and all he did was drive people around. He told everybody he's a taxi, and he just drove people around. He spoke Spanish and English, and a lot of the Spanish people wanted to ride with him because he could speak to them. So you can start your own business, and I did see, my sister looked into making an app, because she wanted to make an app like Uber Eats of her own. But she found out that it's very expensive just to make the app, the program. But, oh hey, it's Franco! We are contractors. $1.99. We have the right to basically do whatever we want becoming employees. We even protect us more. I basically offer private parties round trip that Uber doesn't. You can do that. Okay. If you want private parties to do that. But if you don't know them, it's very important that you don't want them to go back to Uber and report you for stealing them as a client. So it's important that you say that they write by you and they order you through Uber. That way you're not stealing them. You know what I mean? You're not stealing them. You know what I'm saying? If they're calling you again, and you met them in your car, you have to continue to use the Uber apps. You know what I mean? But outside here, what I tell people, if I gain clients outside of here, Frank says, should be interesting to see what happens it should be interesting to see what happens with the new court ruling in Cali. Frank, you weren't here a little bit earlier, but I was telling him that court ruling, I really think I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if Uber is going to, we'll see what Uber and Lyft do. Okay, if they decide, okay, well, we're going to do whatever it takes for them to be independent contractors, or if they're going to do, or try and make them employees. And I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to move out. But maybe other people will move in, But personally, because I don't think either Uber or Lyft are interested in paying for us to be their employees. I don't think they might want to keep their market, but really, maybe other people will say, okay, well, but if they do that, all the taxi cab drivers, they're independent contractors. Everybody that's a taxi cab driver is going to have to be an employee. Yes, they do. Franco says they do a lot of business in Cali. Yes, they do. Cali, I'm sure they do tons of business in Cali. If they move out of Cali, and really, this is my hope. I hope there's going to be other cases in other states, and this is what happened. I'm just using the gay people as example, okay? I'm just using the gay rights as an example. Gay rights, they started saying, some states said it's okay, some states said no, it's not okay, but eventually it went to the Supreme Court. And then the Supreme Court, but it took a while. And I think Uber drivers are just ticked off enough. And by the way, they're doing this upfront pricing. That ain't right. And then they're making us, like today, I was telling Bobby Love, today I tried to sign on as my destination. I was ready to go home. Okay? I wanted to put my destination filter on. But they're controlling us by saying, sorry, you can't put your destination filter on in this area. We need you. You can't do it in certain areas. No, if I'm an independent contractor, I can put my destination filter on whenever, wherever I want, as many times as I want, and go home. I am not an employee. And furthermore, if I have a contract saying I get paid 75%, you can't tell me, oh, never mind now. Never mind. We're changing the agreement. I don't care if you don't like it. You have to agree to it in order to keep your job. You can't force somebody to do that. An independent contractor, you say a plumber, okay, I have this job. This is how much I'm going to pay you. He says, oh, I can't do that. Okay, you go look for somebody else. They can't make you like, oh, in the legal contract, you have to or you lose your job. They can't do that. The contract here says they pay per mile, not percentage. Well, they pay per mile, but they also take out a percentage. They pay for per mile, but when you're done, then they take their 25% cut. So, yeah. Lyft, but not Uber. Lyft takes their 25% cut and Uber does not. Really, seriously? Seriously, I am like at my wit's end with both of the companies as far as the way the pay is working, and we have all said maybe we should do this, maybe we should do that, but I really think our answers might come from people going to court. Uber pays me $1.31 a mile, no percentage. Franco, are you but you're in California. You know how much I get here in Chicago? 90 cents a mile. Never mind. What's never mind? Well, we have more people in the room. Hi, people. Oh, you're in New Mexico. NM means never mind. New Mexico. New Mexico. That's right. You told me that before. Las Cruces? I have no idea where that is. But I do want to come down to New Mexico eventually. I have a cousin down there, and he has some really cute kids that I really want to meet them. So maybe I'll. Oh, it's about an hour from El Paso, Texas. Oh, okay. You know, everybody here in Chicago says I'm from Chicago, but you know what? I don't even live in Chicago. I don't even live in Cook County. I live 5 minutes over the border in Lake County. But everybody in this area says we're from Chicago. Because nobody knows where our cities are. What is that city? Uber makes 50% sometimes, and sometimes 20%. Yeah, I think that is correct. Well, I don't know about 20%. Usually Uber makes 45 to 60%. That's what I have figured out. You know, I've Uber and Lyft both. Lyft especially. Yeah, I don't know where all these fees are coming out for going to the airport, but sometimes on the airport they will take a bigger chunk out for airport rides. Like oh yeah, you're gonna have a long ride, we're gonna take more out. Now I don't know if there's some other fee or something, I don't know, just for airport rides. But when you get done doing a long airport ride and you're like, wait, that was a long ride, and then you look at how much you got paid, $13. What? Yeah. There's something seriously wrong with that. And here's another thing. They charge the rider a flat rate. They pay me $1.31 and 18 cents a minute. You're getting paid a lot more than the rest of us, Franco. I don't. Here in Chicago, we get paid 90 cents a mile. Somebody in Detroit, somebody told me that one time in Detroit they were making 30 cents a mile. 30 cents a mile? That's ridiculous. I agree with $1.50 a mile. Seriously. On Easter, they overcharged the rider, but paid me the same. They were making 50%. Really. They do it all the time. They do it all the time. So I want to go over what this says that the ruling was. Okay? It says that the worker is free from the control and direction of the hiring entity in connection with the performance of the work, both under the contract for the performance of the work and in fact. Okay? And then now, can you think of instances? I've already said some instances for me that Uber tries to control. Riders are complaining to me about the higher cost Easter, so I told them it's Uber. I'm making the same. Well, in order for Uber to get us to come out, they have to put a bigger incentive. They have to charge the customers more. Otherwise, for Easter or any holiday, I'm staying home with my family. They can't, because we're private contractors. They want to make us look like private contractors, but they want to pay us employee wages. They have a thing here that they're trying to get us to come out more, so they charge people more. They paid me the same, but charged the riders more. Right. The Uber and Lyft both have been charging double and paying us half, 60 to 45%, both of them. They do that all the time. They do it. They charge. What they do is, if you have a $15, if it's going to usually cost about $15 for the ride, they charge the customer $30 and pay us the exact mileage. But then, not only do they pay us the $15, they take 25% out of that $15. They don't go, oh, the overage that they paid us is they don't go, oh, we got an extra $15, we're happy. No. You say Uber doesn't do that. Franco says Uber doesn't do that. I don't know about that. I haven't looked that deeply into how. I've done a real lot of logging on Lyft's, asking Lyft's customers to tell me how much they paid. Okay? And I kept screenshots and I did videos on it. But I didn't do videos and do the math on Ubers. I just heard every single other driver say that Uber was doing the exact same thing. I don't know. But, that's all hearsay. He said, she said, that doesn't mean it's true. So, I want to ask this question before it gets too late and people start dropping out of the room. I really want to know where you guys live, like what state, and I would like to see, like, how long do you drive for Uber? Do you drive for Lyft? And how long have you been doing it? Hi, Franco, how long have you been driving for Uber and Lyft? Or Uber? 4 years ago, we used to make $2.50 a mile, 50 cents a minute. If drivers want to stay driving, then they all need to get more proactive in the courts. San Jose, California, I have to sleep. Have a good. Oh, thank you, Bobby. Bobby's taking off. Good night, Bobby. Good night. Thanks for stopping by, Bobby Love. So, the second one says that the worker performs work that is outside the usual course of the hiring entity business. So we can go other places and perform work. We don't have to just go with Uber. So, I mean, I guess we kind of qualify in that. That the worker is customarily engaged in an independently established trade, occupation, or business, the worker should be considered an employee, and the hiring business an employer under the suffer or permit the work standard in wage order. So I'm guessing that means I didn't quite. The worker is customarily established trade, occupation, or business. The worker should be considered an employee, and the hire. Oh, okay. So what it's saying is, Uber is hiring us because they're established trade, even though they consider themselves to be a tech company. It says I got 5 people in here. Nobody is talking. Hey y'all, wake up. The business worker should be considered an employee, and the hiring business and employer under the suffer or permit to work standard in wage orders. Yeah. Give me a thumbs up. We got 1 thumbs up in here. Woohoo! Come on, guys. Hey, y'all. One thing that's kind of been weighing on my mind that's a little bit off of the subject is, well, one thing that I do think that Uber needs to fix, and this is kind of an Uber Eats issue. You know, I run into other, when I do deliver like 2 nights a week and then I drive the rest. Okay. When I deliver, DoorDash and HubGrub people all say, you guys only make, like, maybe on a run that we would make $10 from, you only make $5. There's something wrong with that. And I don't think, the thing is, I know a couple of them said, oh yeah, I make $20 an hour doing Uber Eats, but that's only in very certain areas, because I make $12 an hour doing Uber Eats. The only reason I like it is because I can bring my spouse with me. That's all, and I get money, or I get points towards getting that weekly bonus. Otherwise, I would not do it. But it allows me time to spend with my spouse that I would not normally be able to spend. Well, now I have 6 people in the room. Come on, guys, give me a thumbs up. I want 6 thumbs up. Nobody's talking. Hey, you! They're probably surfing the web. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Wake up. Wake up. I asked everybody to tell me where they're from. Do they drive Uber or Lyft or both? Now I have 5. Maybe people fell asleep. Well, y'all, I am about ready to go. I don't know. Next week is my birthday. In case anybody cares, I'm going to be, if there's anything I have learned in the whole 23 years that I have been on this earth, is that never tell the truth about your age. But just if you guys want to know, it's my birthday month, and I will be accepting gifts all month long. Nobody's talking. I'm the only one talking. I think some people fell asleep with their phones. Okay, y'all. Franco? Maybe Franco's sleeping. I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. You're the best. I have awesome people that support my channel and are helpful to my channel. I love you guys. I try to get with you guys. I didn't get with you this morning. I forgot. I try to get with everybody and go through all my everything. I went through all my emails, but I didn't get with everybody. But I want you guys to know I really appreciate you guys. So you're the best. You're the best. You're the best. All right, I know I'm a dork. All right, bye. How do I turn this darn thing off? Let's turn this darn thing off. Sorry guys, new contraption.